Patrick came through our services here, and in talking with our emergency services, he was referred to case management and needing some assistance. He didn't have insurance, didn't have income. He needed some help getting both of those.
I got the job through CMH. I'm a CMH client, and it's just been helping my progress.
Well, Patrick started working here about a year ago. He works in our retail production area, and he works on a baling machine. And when Patrick first got here, he was kind of quiet and kind of shy, a little nervous about working here at Goodwill. And he has just blossomed over the last year. He does a very good job for us, not only working on the baling machine, but he works in other departments too.
So what I was able to do was connect him with Goodwill so he could get more of a hands-on training and be able to build a resume and get more vocational training to eventually be able to move on to a more permanent full-time employment.
I run a baler. It compresses the clothes that is not sold.
He's just a hard worker. He's got big plans for his future. He knows it's going to take time. He doesn't let that discourage him.
In a work setting that Patrick is, he's busy working on the baler every day, but also the social part of it, the social setting, where he's used to working with other people. He's used to working with a supervisor. He has duties he has to do. He has to go on break at a certain time, come in at a certain time. He's accountable to be to work every day, and Patrick is doing a great job.
Chris Gardenour came into our program right after I had started with Good Temps. Unemployed for 6 months, looking for work, and just having a hard time. It's what they call a dislocated worker now.
Well, I was at Lift Tech for about 2.5 years, and then found out one day that they were packing up and moving out of state.
Good Temps stands out in our community as a temporary staffing agency that provides top-of-the-line service to our employers.
Our experience with some of the other temporary services has been where we've not had reliable resources come in. You may get a person, they'll work for 2 days, they're gone. So you spend 2 days worth of training time, which takes a lot off your production operators.
We have very competitive rates as far as what we charge for the overhead that costs us as the employer, who takes all the liability for the employees. We take care of them if anything were to happen.
I was on unemployment and I was just sick of sitting around the house not doing anything, and I wanted to work.
And then we also don't have any placement fees, which means that if somebody says we really like that worker and we want to bring them on permanently this week, and they just took them from us this week, we just gave them a temporary worker, we won't charge them to do that because we want to see them be able to take that opportunity and run with it.
Reliability of the temps that come in is pretty important to us.
Chris just welcomed the opportunity, worked really hard for us, but still just starting out, he and his fiancée, Amanda Fieros, really needed just some of the financial guidance that everybody needs when they start out.
We were living less than paycheck to paycheck. We were barely making it. And Good Temps has taught us with money management how to communicate. And now we don't have any problems or misunderstandings. We confront, if there's a problem, we confront it in an adult-like manner.
I met Shyanne approximately 6 years ago, and so down through the years I would call her and tell her to go and apply here and apply there. She always followed through on everything, but she could never find permanent employment. We always received excellent reviews with her about her work, so we knew that it wasn't her, it was just trying to find the right fit for her.
What Goodwill does for me is they screen all applicants. They do the background checks, they do the testing, and they do the initial questioning, which saves me numerous hours.
I'm a single mother with 3 kids. So I needed a job that was going to help me and not bring me down and not have me struggling trying to make it.
And I thought about her and I thought, I think she'd be perfect for that.
One day, just out the blue, she called me. She said, I got something for you. I got the perfect job.
And she was so nervous. She says, well, LaWanda, it's been so long since I've been on an interview. I said, no problem. Let's come in. We'll get together. We'll do some mock interviews with you to help you gain that confidence that you're going to need so you can ace the job.
And they called me, And when I first started working here, it was like, I was nervous at first, but when I walked in, they treated me like I was family. Everybody want to give up because they feel like it's not working fast enough for them. But I would tell anybody that's out there, don't give up. Don't give up on the Goodwill because they're not going to give up on you. If you show that you want something and you want a job and you want to work, they're going to get you a job that fits you.
When John came to us, he was new on parole, and he came to us with quite a few work skills, but overcoming having a background when you're looking for a job is really, really difficult, and that's what we specialize in.
It's not this, well, we don't hire people that made a mistake once or twice or whatever. It's we don't hire any criminals. So it's really hard for you to establish yourself without, a chance to prove yourself.
Well, we wanted to make sure that he would be a good fit, so we went and talked to a lot of our employees and stuff and just kind of said that we wanted to see if the program, if everyone was open to it. And everyone here, we're all about second chances and giving everyone opportunities, and as long as you're willing to work, then we'd be more than happy to have you, and he's really worked out well.
We actually put him through a lot of interview coaching, because when you have to talk about a background in an interview, and it's extremely important that an employer understands the charges that you were involved in and understands the story, because they get to know you more as a person.
Well, I showed up here, met with Rob the first day, and he said he wanted me on. So since then, they brought me on like I was one of the family.
He came in here and he was willing to learn, hard worker, dependable. He far exceeded any of my expectations.
A lot of people think that once you go to prison and you do something wrong once in your life, that you're that way forever. They don't realize that you can, atone for your wrongs, learn, and know that you've made a mistake.
So when you can help someone overcome that barrier and that feeling of nobody's going to want me because I have a background, or no one's going to want me because I did something I shouldn't have, when you can help them overcome that barrier and gain employment, you just see the world open up for them.
Well, it's a family business. It's 3 generations. They've been around for 75 years, and I've always been family oriented. Well, they brought me in as family.
Goodwill is surrounded by people who care. From our president, Mr. Carlson, from all the folks working in this building and folks working in our stores, working in our workforce development office. People care about what they do, and they care about the persons that we serve.
I love seeing the personal transformation that can happen in my daily job. That is a wonderful thing, to go home and know that I did something at work that made a difference in somebody's life.
Sometimes we're their friend, we're their mom, we're their rabbi, we're their priest. We just try to be whatever they need to help them gain employment.
To any employers who might be thinking, I'd like to reach out to the community, I'd like to, to help someone become self-sufficient, phone call away. If you have a desire to participate and give back to the community in any way and give somebody a chance, Goodwill's the place to call.